look at me. I'm going to pass it to corn after I say one thing. That's a W. Let's eat one. Let's eat one. That's a W. How many people want to eat a W tonight? How many eat a W tonight?
Four shirts.
Yeah, I only have one shirt, Brian. What's up, man? Mid-convo to start it off.
Yep. I thought I could get it in before the timer started, but pointed out Mike's Philly shirt that we talked about a couple weeks ago that he only has 5 shirts. So just noticed he's wearing it again.
Yeah, and I have even less more because I'm living out of a suitcase.
Suitcase is worst feeling, living out of a suitcase.
Yeah, veggie straws, by the way. We were talking about that before we started, and if you're going to get chips, just get chips.
I know. It just makes you feel better about eating.
Why don't you get the Quest ones? Quest ones are fire.
Yeah, Quest ones are actually pretty good. I actually do like the Quest chips. Those are good. Those are very good. They're expensive as hell.
Yeah, I know, but they don't make you feel like shit, so.
Well, speaking of that, so I'm on a work trip, and so I stopped at the store, so I'm obviously in a hotel. I got protein bars, bought pure protein bars. They're churro flavored, and they were 12 for $14. I was like, oh, it's a good deal. It's almost $1 a protein bar. You don't see that often. I took one out and ate it after I got out of the store. This is rock hard. Tastes like shit. No wonder that they were on sale. They're so fucking bad. Like
I don't buy food on sale.
I was just like, hey, I need protein bars anyway. I don't need 12 of them for this like 2-day trip. But I was like, hey, I need them anyway. I'll bring them home. They're garbage. Don't buy churro pure. What is it? Yeah, pure protein bars. Don't do it. It's a waste of money.
Don't buy food on sale.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually a good rule to live by in general.
That's yeah. You get what you pay for with that.
Exactly.
I have a quick question before we get going on. How often do you go to Home Depot?
Very often, actually.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Part of my job, because we sell into Home Depot, so I go there a lot for like competitor analysis and stuff. So not to get too technical with it, and then also home improvement projects.
You big DIY guy?
Yes, I'm trying to be to save some money. Yes.
That's dude. I need you to video yourself putting something together.
I just painted like a whole house.
You should. I mean, that's great content. Brian painting a house. At least in our group chat, that'd be good.
Such a random question. Why? Why Home Depot?
Oh, so as you know, I play golf. And I don't trust a single person to touch my golf clubs when it comes to like gripping stuff because they always mess it up. Even if it's like a putter, like I'll look down at it and like, you know, where it's supposed to be straight, it's like tilted 45 degrees to the side, and it drives me insane. So I have to cut it off, get a new one. And anyway, so moving out here, I left my like hook knife thing to get the grip off, or it's a hook blade, whatever you want to call it. I left it in, I threw it away because I'm like, oh, I'll just, you know, they're cheap. They usually come with like a pack of like the grip tape, the grip solvent, whatever. And they don't sell the knife anymore. So I had to go to Home Depot. And so I went right to the place where all like the like box cutter stuff is. And I was like looking for like the hook knife just so I could buy one of those. This is a very interesting story, so just bear with me. And they didn't have one, and I hate asking people for help at stores because they know less than I do.
Yeah, it's the worst feeling.
Every time. So I was with Maria, and I was like, Maria, can you get someone? I don't want to ask. So she went over, got a guy. The guy comes over, he's like, what are you looking for? I was like, a hook. Like I saw the individual blade, but it didn't have like the handle on it. He's like, oh, I've never seen that before. In my head, I'm like, that's why I don't ask people. So he goes and gets another guy. He comes over, he goes, oh, that won't work. I was like, what do you mean? You have the blade. This is Home Depot. This place is massive. How do you not have everything? I didn't say it like that. I was just like, well, this is this brand, so it obviously goes to this brand. He's like, well, I don't know. And I'm like, I was like, okay. And so then he pulls another guy over, 3 guys who work at Home Depot, comes over. He goes, let's go to the computer and check. And in my head, I'm like, I just want to steal it.
Yeah,
I'm
just
just going to steal it. Like, I know this is going to work. but now I just have to buy 2 things. But I don't want to buy 2 things, you know? So when we go to the computer, he doesn't know how to spell knife. So I sit there for a second. I'm like, all right.
Did you say the K is silent?
He put no E. He did know the K. The K was there. Anyway, so I was like, no, it's no big deal. I'll just figure it out. So I go buy it, whatever, figured it out. That's what I said. So I don't ask people. But 3 different people who work at that store who are way handier than I am. Not saying I'm not handy, but like, I'd rather get a guy to do it, you know? I don't really trust myself.
Yeah.
But like, you know, like a box cutter knife attachment. That's all I needed.
I was going to say, like, can't you just use a box cutter? Like, can't you just buy like a box cutter for that?
You need the hook for it.
Do you need the hook for it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But long story short, people don't know how to do their job, and it drives me insane. It literally ruined the next like 30 minutes. I was like, this is insane, man.
I could just see
the easiest thing.
I could see you standing there with 3 guys around, like just 3 guys holding around you with like, I could see the expression on your face right now where you're just like I could just see, like, I can't explain it, but I can just picture you standing there with these 3 guys around you like, oh my God.
I mean,
I just use the app when I'm there because I am the same way. I hate asking people where stuff is. I like using the app.
App?
Yeah. Like you can set your store and then it tells you what aisle and what bay it's in. So it's like aisle 12, bay 8, and then you just find it.
We walked in, went straight to hardware. It was right there. They just didn't have... I just had to buy too much stuff for something so simple. But anyway, now I have it. It works. Hire me. I know more. I figured it out. Anyway.
Do you want to work in Home Depot?
No, fuck no. I hate that store. I hate going in there. It's too big. No one ever knows where anything is. Obviously, no one ever knows how to do anything.
Honestly,
unless like you need a 2x4.
Menards is better. Go to Menards.
Okay, dude. I wasn't around a Menards.
You get that 11% rebate. Menards is a place to be.
That's insane. This is such a boring conversation, but my point is people don't know how to do their fucking job, and it was driving me insane.
Yeah, that's fair.
And same thing with like golf stores. Again, riveting conversation, but like you can't just go into a golf store and buy something stock and use it. That's insane to me. No one should do that. And for golf, how customizable everything has to be, how hard it is to get that done. Like I dropped my irons off yesterday. I just got new irons, whatever. And I needed them bent because they're all messed up. And I get a call today and I couldn't answer it. I was on the phone already. Leaves me a message saying, hey, we checked your lies and lofts. They're way off of standard. Let us know what you want me to do. And I went there yesterday. I said, put them all to standard. And they called me saying they couldn't, they didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Dude,
no, it's, yeah.
You wrote it down. I saw him write it down. And then I called back at 12 o'clock and the guy they open at 9. I call back at 12. I go, hey, I just got a call about my irons, whatever. And he's like, oh, he left for the day. Who works a 3-hour day?
That's retail though, man. Retail, sometimes that's how it works.
Everyone should. No. 3-hour shift. I'm pretty sure legally you have to work a 4-hour shift.
I think it's 4. I think you're right. I think 4 is the legal.
And so
minimum.
Everyone at the PGA Superstore, that's what it is. I'm calling it out because it's the worst of all time. Should know how to regrip a club and bend irons. You don't have to know how to reshaft them, but maybe, hey, you know what? Actually, yes, you do. Everyone there, because there's way too many employees, should know how to do all that stuff. Because if I walk in there and I see 8 people behind the desk and no one knows how to bend an iron, and I do, like, what are we doing? Anyway, all right, rant over. Let's get to, what are we talking about today? March Madness? Dude, it's been a week. It's been a couple weeks.
I was gonna say that was a rant right there. Upset.
Sorry.
You had some bad retail experiences.
Follow us on Instagram and TikTok.
I do agree with I agree with Golf Galaxy though. I know, or PGA Superstore. I'm not the biggest fan of PGA Superstore. It drives me nuts. I don't like being there. And I'm sorry you had such a bad retail experience, man. I get the frustration though.
It's hard to trust people. I understand it's not everyone's dream job, to work at the PGA Superstore or Home Depot, but just be decent at it. Be good at what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. It's insane. All right. What are we talking about today?
Before we get into March Madness,
are we talking about the Bengals or something?
Yes, I'm taking back what I said last week. I was wrong. Burrow's going to win a Super Bowl in the next 5 years before he asks for a trade.
All right. So I sent you a screenshot that they got signed to the group chat.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And like you acted all excited. I don't understand the excitement.
So I think people outside of Cincinnati won't get the excitement. I think you might get a little bit just because you've lived and been Cincinnati. No one thought this was going to be possible. Like, this is now the second player. Wait, hold on. Let me get there.
You're gonna make me mad.
I know, but that's fine. That's fine if I make you mad. That's good if I make you mad. They made Joe Burrow the highest paid player in NFL history. It's not something that they typically do. Highest paid player in NFL history.
That was last year. Okay.
A year and a half ago.
Sold the naming rights.
They make Jamar Chase the highest paid player in NFL history. And it comes out after he signs his contract that it was kind of he pulled out of the contract last year. So it wasn't that the Bengals didn't want to sign him. He bet on himself. Him and his agent they had a deal in place. He decided to bet on himself and felt like it wasn't right. And he wanted to play out the next year. It was only 3 years. So like there is a precedent. Like, Justin Jefferson didn't get signed until after 4 years. CeeDee Lamb didn't get signed until after 4 years. Do I think they should have signed Jamar Chase last year because it would have saved him money? Absolutely. But I get why it didn't happen. And then T. Higgins wasn't supposed to be with the team this year going forward anyway. And I know there was a lot of questions around whether or not they were going to get him signed long-term. They got him signed long-term. It was way later than it should have been. This needed to happen before free agency. Like, I'm not saying that. But they broke their precedent for both of them and gave them – Jamar Chase has guarantees into year 4 of his contract. T. Higgins has guarantees for the first 2 years fully guaranteed. The only other player who's ever had guarantees from the Bengals outside of year 1 is Joe Burrow. And the fact that they broke that precedent, I got to give them – like, they're way behind the 8 ball, like we've talked a million times, but they got it done. And they got it done it's March. I was expecting Chase's to go till training camp again. I thought he was going to hold out again. Like, that's where the excitement is.
Really?
Like, yes, absolutely. I thought he was going to wait for Micah and then get Michael will go to the 40.5 or whatever, 40.25, and then he would get 41. Like, I thought that this is where this was going. And same with T. Higgins. I thought T. Higgins was going to go to July. Since they didn't get it done before free agency, I thought it was going to have to wait till July to get it done. And people can argue that paying 2 wide receivers isn't the way to go. Who else were they going to? I don't even care. Who else were they going to pay? They have no one else to pay, and they have all this money because they're not paying anybody. And now they're going to get trade done, and it's going to be awesome when they get trade done. It's going to be awesome.
Okay.
And wait, one more. And it's awesome that they negotiated together, and Jamar Chase said he wasn't going to take a deal unless T got extended. They waited till the same day and they dropped the news at the same time. They're like best friends. They both get massive contract extensions and drop it at the same time. And then they fly in a private jet together to sign their contracts. I think it's awesome. That's so cool. Like, that doesn't happen.
That's a cool story. And yes, that is cool, and that's fun, and that's what sports are all about. Entertainment, whatever. Yes. I'm gonna play devil's advocate because I do think that's all cool, and you're right. Like, who else are you gonna sign? There's no one else. They're probably not gonna hit on the draft. They're gonna be the same team as next year. Blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. But did they get better?
No, I don't think so.
So then why is everyone so happy?
So
just because that happened? Just because you just said it. There's no one else to sign. And yes, the exciting part is it's earlier than what you thought. But what is going to make next season any different than what happened last year?
So you as your point, like, you need to hit on draft picks. So what they're counting on is the defensive side of the ball developing. That 9 of their last 11 top 100 picks have been on the defensive side of the ball. So they've invested, maybe not dollars wise, but draft picks. Like, that's valuable. First 3-round picks are super valuable assets. Lou Anarumo didn't play any of those guys early last year. He started playing them at the end of the year, and that's when their defense got a little better. That's when that 5-game winning streak. They're counting on those investments developing. Like, I think it's a little scary to do that because it obviously did not pan out last year. They set a franchise record for most losses when scoring over 33 points. Like, they were 3-4 when they scored over 33 points, which is insane. The rest of the league lost 4 games combined last year. But that's what they're counting on. They're counting on the development of the young guys on defense. They're going to draft defense early in the draft this year. I don't know. I agree with you completely. Like Duke Tobin said at the combine, we're going to re-sign these guys, but we also don't want to have the same team that's more expensive next year, which looks like that's what it is. Like that,
That's
to your
exactly
point,
what it is.
they signed a nose tackle early in free agency, and they signed a backup linebacker from the Eagles who's a good special teamer. That's it. Like that's the outside help that's coming in. But I don't know. I think it's just a lot of it, I think, has to do with Joe Burrow, too. Like, they did what he wanted to do. They re-signed Mike Gesicki. They re-signed T. Higgins. They re-signed Jamar Chase. That whole Carson Palmer thing that we talked about last week feels like that's not a thing anymore because they did exactly what they wanted Joe Burrow to do. So, honestly, I think the pressure's more on Joe because this is what he said he wanted. So that's what I'm happy that the organization's kind of bending and trying to do what it thinks is best to win. And I think this is their identity. They were always going to be a pass first, super pass heavy, win games by scoring 30 plus points, and they're leaning into it. And I'm excited about it. I do think they're going to get trade done too, because now at this point, his trade value has gone down because free agency has come and gone. A lot of the teams that were interested in him have signed defensive players, have signed edges, or traded draft picks for, Washington traded for Trent Williams. So I think his trade market is kind of drying up. Sure, something like, I know Philly's interested. That's like a big rumor out there right now.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yes,
it would. Yeah. But yeah, they need to go sign a guard. Philly is like, a lot of people compare the Bengals to Philly with how they like structured, like paying two wide receivers and a quarterback. They're not on the same planet. Like Philly gets out, like we talked about it. They get out ahead of these deals. They,
okay, to be more positive about it, but like, what if the new defensive coordinator comes in and some of these younger guys on defense actually pan out?
That's exactly right.
It's like the Zach Bond on the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was a special team guy and he came in and he was a Pro Bowler.
He was getting paid like $1 million. He was like on a minimum deal. Yeah.
So that's what I mean. So like, the bright side could be they might hit on a draft pick or two on the defensive side. They might only draft defensive players.
Yep.
And then in an offensive line. How's that? Hold on. Actually, I'll come back to that. Yeah. What if their defense actually pans out?
And that's why they brought Al Golden. He did such a good job in Notre Dame last year, even though they were injury riddled, and he had to play true freshman. Like his DBs were, and that's why I think they thought it was a good fit because they have all these young guys, these developmental guys, and they think Al Golden can bring it out of them. He was also here when he was with the Bengals when they went to the Super Bowl, and he was a big part of their defense and helping the linebacker core, and that was the strength of the team back when they went to the Super Bowl. So yeah, I don't think they did enough in free agency. Like I'm not passing them on that. Like to your point, O-line, they cut Alex Kappa, who was the worst offensive lineman in football last year. They were paying him $10 million. So they had to start him because they were paying him so much. He won the Triple Crown for offensive lineman, most pressures, sacks, and QB hits given up by a guard and across the entire NFL. Yeah, just ridiculous. So they cut him. They needed to go grab a starting guard. There's a couple still out there. Tevin Jenkins still out there. Brandon Scherf still out there. Will Hernandez. And then they do need to draft an offensive lineman, but the rest is all defense.
I hear you say Tevin Jenkins one more time.
You don't like Tevin Jenkins?
I just feel like you're putting a lot of chips into his bag.
No, I'm not because he came from the Bears O-line, and Ben Johnson obviously didn't want him. He traded for two guards and stuff. So like, yeah, no, exactly. Writing could be on the wall. Yes, but it's better than Cody Ford. So anyway, I'm not going to get too deep into it, but yes, they did not do enough to improve the team overall. But for this week, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to enjoy it. It feels like a breakthrough as a Bengals fan. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm going to take it as a win. But like I said in our group chat, I'm excited, but they still didn't do enough. And it still means that it doesn't mean they're a Super Bowl contender, but I'm going to take it and be happy because life is about being happy sometimes.
All right. Well, there's the Bengals corner when there's a lot of other more important shit going on in the sports world. But
when
thanks for that, Brian.
When Trey signs, well, it'll be number one thing we talk about too. So we'll just prepare for that.
Okay. Well, no, I do think it's cool that they actually signed some players and some, it's going to put asses in the seats. So he's
Yes.
also thinking about that. So let's not.
For sure. We're still waiting on the quarterback carousel while we're finishing NFL. I'm Aaron Rodgers. Like, the entire market is waiting on him to make a decision.
And who are the teams still interested?
Vikings, Steelers, and Giants.
Oh, hold on. Who's been saying that for the past?
Dude, I mean, it would be. I want him to go to the Vikings so badly, so that it is the exact same Brett Favre. Like, it is Brett Favre all over again.
Just complete the prophecy,
Just complete it, yeah. Complete it. I don't think it makes sense for Minnesota. Like, I've been thinking about it. Like, I get why they might want to do it, but you didn't want to pay Sam Darnold because you wanted to use that money elsewhere, and you did. You definitely used the money elsewhere. You invested. You traded up for J.J. McCarthy. I just don't see what the benefit is to Minnesota. I mean, obviously, you get a proven player in Aaron Rodgers, and you feel like you're a Super Bowl contender. But does that push J.J. McCarthy's development down? Does that, like, it's just a weird balance.
Well, they don't think J.J. McCarthy's ready.
I think that's
injury-wise.
Right. Yeah. Oh, you think so? You think it's the meniscus or whatever?
Yeah, because didn't he re-tear it?
Yeah, he had to have like a second surgery at one point last year. I remember. I can't remember why, but I know he had to have a second surgery. Why rush him back?
Why rush him back when you can pay Aaron Rodgers like $35 million a year?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
For 2
Do you think
years.
Minnesota should do it?
And then he'd be nasty with that team.
He would be. I mean, Jordan Addison,
with Kevin O'Connell, like that'd be
Kevin O'Connell,
that'd be insane.
Yes. I agree. I think he wants Minnesota. What sounds like he wants Minnesota. Minnesota isn't sure if they want him, and then you got Russell Wilson and Joe Flacco. I think is the other one, just sitting out there waiting to sign with someone.
Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston. It's like Cleveland, the Giants, and Steelers as like the three teams that are still looking for quarterbacks.
Yeah, I kind of. Yeah, he'd be good on the Steelers too, but that'd be pretty.
I hope
brutal.
he doesn't go to that. I don't want him to go to Steelers. I don't want to deal with that. But do you think he wants to go play with DK and?
Why wouldn't you?
Pickens.
He loves Mike Tomlin.
That's true. They do love. Yeah, that is true. They do love each other.
He loves Mike Tomlin. So
what do you do if you're Russell Wilson? Like you got Pittsburgh sitting there waiting. Like I would say no. Like I wouldn't go back. You're like their fourth option.
Sign with Miami.
Yeah, back up for Tua. Yeah. I don't hate that. Giants. I think Giants. I think was the one spot where he can go start. But yeah, I think that's the big news in the NFL world because free agency died down real quick after like Monday last week. It was a slow free agency period. So curious to see where the rest of this ends up.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everything's being so drowned out with all this basketball stuff and the NBA playoffs coming up. But yeah, I mean, the Aaron Rodgers thing is really holding everyone back. Mm-hmm. Kind of like me moving into my fucking apartment.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Yep. So let's talk March Madness. I know you're heavily invested.
Best week of the year. I love this week. I think this week's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, these Thursday through Sunday is the best ever in sports.
The best sporting week of the year. And it already started off, so we're recording this on a Tuesday. Alabama State, 16 versus 16, with an unbelievable first game, full court toss with like a second and a half left to win. So what was it, 70-68? Is that what it was?
Yep.
Yeah, 70-68. So it just feels like it feels perfect timing. And when I got North Carolina, North Carolina, San Diego State, 37-16 on right now. I placed a bet on San Diego State because I did not think North Carolina deserved to be in the tournament at all. So I wanted them to lose, and that looks horrible right now. I think when we started it was what, 16-11?
There's something to be said about when everyone's yelling at you saying that you shouldn't be in it. That probably lights a fire under your ass.
True. It probably does light a fire under your ass. You're right.
Especially with a team like North Carolina, like, you know, they probably have good players. So something's going on.
Do you think they deserve to get in?
No, but it doesn't matter now. What are you going to do? Cry about it?
No, I'm not going to cry about it. I just wanted to see them lose just to prove it because, like,
I know, but I kind of want them to go on a run as well.
Because of that?
Yeah. Isn't that because like it's not the players' fault that they got picked.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
So, you got to think like who cares about the organization? You care about the players.
Do you buy into the whole North Carolina AD thing where like
100%, dude. It's
Yeah, I
all
think so.
politics. Like what are we even talking about? Yeah. The West Virginia and North Carolina resumes like don't even compare.
They're not even
Because I'm
close. What?
West Virginia has 3 or 4 top 10 wins. They have like 7 wins inside like the first quad, which is
quad one. Yeah.
quad 1, and they're undefeated against quad 3 teams. North Carolina has 1 win against
One
the
quad
one.
Yeah, which is nuts.
then
they have fucking 1 in 12 or something.
1 in
like,
12,
that is
and
so
then
bad.
and they've also lost to a quad 3 team,
which is also terrible.
West Virginia's strength of schedule is 24th. North Carolina's is 25th. There's
Insane.
not one thing. There's not one thing besides name.
Insane.
And that bonus that he got for $100,000.
It's insane.
Politics.
Indiana too. Indiana should have
Yeah, but West Virginia was first out.
Yeah, West Virginia was first. Yeah.
But they're making a statement right now.
They are making a statement. God damn it.
Again, I think more of the players' side, just because.
That's a good way. Like as a former athlete, like it's not your fault, right? Like it's not that they put us in. I'm gonna take this and run with it and fucking try and prove everyone wrong. No, it's a good point.
100%.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Who cares about the millionaires making money in this? It's not about that.
I was listening to something today or yesterday, and they were like the North Carolina AD assured he had no influence or decision in on this, and it was like everyone was like, "What did he do?" Like they started talking about North Carolina. He was just like, "All right, I'll leave the room. Like I'm just gonna walk away. You guys discuss, but like just know that I went there or that I'm the AD there." So like it's just like, of course that's gonna have an influence on it. Like you can't not have an influence on it. I don't know.
There's no way that no one's gonna have an influence on it, because because I've heard people say like they should throw it to Vegas, but then like there's still people in Vegas who like, what if one guy went to Stanford? What if one guy went to UCLA? What if one guy went to Louisville? Like there's gonna be a bias no matter what, or something big. Well, we have a lot of bets on this team, so let's throw them in. So no matter what, there's going to be someone mad, and it kind of goes back to the college football playoff thing. They added more teams, so there wasn't like I should be in there, but that's always going to be the case.
Yep.
If the college football playoff goes to 24 teams, that 25th team, 2016, 27 or 27 team, they're going to have an issue, and there's going to be a case for them to be in.
Yeah, there's always going to be an outsider who thinks that they deserve to be in, for sure. For sure. I don't know. This one was pretty egregious, so that's why I just wanted to make
this happens every year, though.
I mean, forget about it 2 weeks later.
Yeah. No one's going to care. It's like the Florida State thing. They left him out of the playoff because they're, it's whatever.
Their quarterback was hurt.
Also, just be better and get in.
Yeah, true. Well, West Virginia played like
68th. Don't be the 68th team. Be the 50th team.
Yeah, West Virginia did play like shit down the home stretch too. So like,
there you go.
Plays a factor.
Be good enough. Be good enough so no one says no.
Do you think that plays a factor, like kind of like it does in college football, where it's like who's coming in hot to a certain extent?
Yeah, it's recency bias. It's normal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But who do you like? Have you been following it at all?
What? Just like the tournament in general? Like,
if you could pick a team, like did you fill out a bracket?
I did. I filled out a bracket.
Who do you have winning?
I'm not proud to say this, but I have Duke winning. I hate that I have Duke winning, but hey, you know how these brackets
go? All right, that's the podcast. We'll be back next week. Brian picked the best player and the best team. It's all right. I have Florida winning, so
okay. I have them in the final. I have them in the championship. So
I have Duke, Florida in the championship.
Yeah. Okay. So, and you know how these things go. Like you make a bracket and then you change it 17 times before you actually before the game started.
The first time you put it down, like you go to the Final Four and you're like, oh shit, I have
all 1 seats. Shit.
Yeah. How'd that happen?
Although this year it does feel like one of those years where there's a pretty clear tier of teams that I think Auburn got a really shitty draw though. Louisville being an 8 seed and then essentially playing at home those first 2 weeks, like for being the number 1 overall seed, I feel like they kind of got shafted because Louisville shouldn't have been an 8 seed. What, they win 27 games or something? Like I was, and Louisville also gets a shitty because they get to play Creighton the first round, which I think is kind of shitty.
Yeah, I have Creighton.
Like,
I have Creighton winning that one.
Do you? I think I have Louisville winning, but and then I have them losing to Auburn in the second round. But is there a certain team, like let's remove, like, let's say Florida, Duke,
1 seed.
Houston. Yeah, let's remove the 1 seeds. Do you have a team that you like that you think could make a run?
I think St. John's. I mean, they're a 2 seed, but
I do like St. John's. I had them going to the Final Four originally, I think, and then I was like, I feel like everyone's going to do that just because they want to see St. John's win. It's kind of just like the story aspect of it, so I think I changed them. But
Rick Pitino, he's back, you know. I honestly like just haven't paid any attention.
Yeah,
it's like I think the older I get, or like the less, like, Cincinnati is never in it anymore. They're so bad, it's so annoying.
Yeah, they sucked this year, man.
Bro, it was so bad. Every year, the crosstown shootout, Xavier, Cincinnati, I feel like whoever wins that game does worse towards the end of the year. Like every time, it's crazy. Like Xavier makes the tournament after they lost to Cincinnati. You know, like stuff like that. It happens every year. I knew it right when it was going to happen, that it was just going to fall off.
Well, they played. Yeah, they played.
They were
pretty early in the year,
preseason ranked
too.
like 12th.
Who, Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Were they really?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
I need to look it up.
Did they make the NIT? Or are they in the Crown or whatever?
Honestly, who cares? But
I learned this. The Crown, you have to play in. The NIT is an invitation, so you don't have to play in it. But if you get accepted to the Crown, you have to play in the Crown.
Really?
Isn't that the stupidest thing you've ever heard?
West Virginia declined everything.
Oh, did they? Yeah. Okay, maybe that's wrong. I thought I heard that today somewhere. Okay, because I thought it was weird. I was like, why can you not decline the NIT, but you can?
You're just making stuff up, man. Making stuff up.
Yes, that's the thing I thought of. I was like, I'm just gonna make this up about the NIT and the damn Crown tournament.
Hey, man. Okay, so I'm trying to go through. I'm pretty sure. So 16th is the highest I've seen.
But regardless, they were middle of the top 25 somewhere.
I think they were preseason ranked 20th.
Still, 12-20. That's a what, 4 or 5 seed in the NCAA tournament?
Yeah.
That's nuts. That's nuts.
And they're so bad, bro. Ugh. Anyway, it's tough to like have your team just be bad. I actually asked this question the other day to, I think it was Aaron, but like, so when I was at Cincinnati, we're in the Big East my first 2 years, and then we were in the All-American AAC, All-American Conference, something like that, whatever. My last 2 years, and for golf, we were a lot better. But for other sports, like, you know, we were like the cast-offs and like when the Big East broke up. But would you rather be like a kind of a big school like Cincinnati in a big conference like, let's say the SEC, Big 10 or Big 12 or ACC, I guess, but not be good? Or would you rather be great in a shitty conference like the Sun Belt?
God, that's tough.
Yeah.
I think I would rather be great in the Sun Belt because you still get opportunities to play some of those teams. Like you make it to the tournament, you might get scheduled on some of the against the SEC or Big 10 schools. And winning is fun. Like I don't like winning is just I like who doesn't like winning? It would suck to like be mediocre and lose. So I'd probably it's a tough question though, because like you want to play with the best. Like you don't want to have that mindset of like I don't want to play against the best and be the best. But I think you could still get that opportunity if you just dominated in a lower conference. Do you disagree?
No, I completely agree. I think
okay.
As a player, I'd rather play in the SEC and be shitty. But if I'm a fan, I'd rather be a fan of like VCU or like
VCU,
Wichita
yeah.
State or Butler, something like that. That would be more fun.
It's funny you say.
Gonzaga.
Yeah, Gonzaga. Yeah, well, Gonzaga would be awesome just because they're typically good anyway.
Yeah. That's like the best case scenario. But you don't have football,
Yes.
So
Right, I get what you're saying. It's funny you bring up VCU. Like two of the teams that I like a lot are VCU and BYU, and they play each other round one. So I don't know what to do with that game.
Wait. Like you like them?
Like I just think they're good, like sleeper teams to like win.
Okay.
Win a couple games.
Root for them like on the side every year.
No, I do not. No, I do not. I just think they're too like I just think they're both teams that obviously VCU kind of has that pedigree. They've been there, done that. So like I think a lot of people like VCU, and then BYU I think is just kind of sneaky this year, and they play each other round one. And I actually have VCU winning in the current bracket that I've set up, but I think BYU. I wouldn't be surprised if BYU wins and then beats Wisconsin or something. It makes it to Sweet 16 and potentially upsets there. So like it's just. That one's weird for me. Like I was looking at it today. I was like, I don't know what to do with this game. But I kind of want to see I like to see upsets in March Madness. That's what it's all about, is upsets. So I took VCU.
Yeah, no, I think I have BYU in one bracket going to the Sweet 16, and then VCU beating them in the first round.
So how many brackets do you think you do?
Dude, I used to do a bunch. Now I just do 2.
Yeah, I used to do like 17. I feel like it was like fantasy leagues. Like I used to just do all these different pools, and then it's like what's the point of even doing a bracket? It doesn't matter because they're like you lose track. You don't even know who you have winning. This year I'm only doing like 3. I think I'm only doing 3, maybe 5. I think I have one for work, so maybe 4, but that's it. And I'm kind of pumped to only have like 3 or 4 brackets.
Yeah, sports gambling changes everything, man. It does. Like we've talked about this. Like it kind of took the flavor away from fantasy football, and now it's kind of doing that with like we're doing the underdog thing, and then I have a few other parlays I'm doing. But yeah, I mean I'm doing 2. They are fun, and I just wish I was paid attention more. But like I've talked about this before, but I just can't get myself to watch college basketball over the NBA.
Like if it's a Saturday, you can't get yourself to turn on like North Carolina, San Diego State, for example, that's playing right now. Like in a December or
like
whatever.
Right now,
January.
I'd rather watch the Curryless Golden State Warriors play Giannis. And the Bucks.
Yeah,
like that's what I'm.
Even though it's March Madness,
it's not real. Like these games are bullshit.
Yeah.
This is like that bad appetizer that like no one ever ordered, but it's free. It comes with the meal.
It's funny. It's funny you say that because I was watching the previous game, the 16, whoever it was, Alabama State and whoever the hell they were playing. And it was like in between this game, waiting for the Wisconsin game to start. And the guy, I think it's CBS, or I don't even know what network I'm on, TNT maybe. And they said, these 16 versus 16 games are my favorite games of the entire tournament. Like these are the games they live for because the teams are super competitive. They're giving it their all. This is their Super Bowl, and I was like, what?
See, some people get really buy into that stuff, but for me, I'm just like,
no, it doesn't do much for me. Like I turned it on. I saw that it was a close game with like 3 minutes left, so I flipped it on.
I mean, Saint Francis. Do you know where that is?
No.
Neither do I.
Florida?
I think it says St. Francis, and in parentheses it says PA. Does that mean Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania, yeah.
And then you obviously know where Alabama State is, right?
It's Alabama.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, nothing could get me up for that game besides a bet, and I did.
Or
what?
Close game. 2 minutes left. Nothing else on TV.
There's NBA on.
Yeah, okay, it's fair. It's fair. But yeah, we should reiterate what we're doing, and I'm gonna keep track of this on the X account. So Mike and I are both doing the underdog experiment this year, where we're gonna place underdogs by money line odds. So like there'll be some cases where there's a 10 seed that has it's favorite as a favorite against a 7 seed or whatever. So we're just going by straight money line odds. So if whoever has plus odds is getting the bet. So like we might even have different ones because we'll place them at different times using different sports books, so they might not match perfectly right. I'm going to use DraftKings for the entire thing if I can, and I'm just going to track it. I'm curious to see where this nets out at the end. Like I've seen people do this with like $1,000, and I'm not using $1,000 per game because that's insane. That's insanity. But I'm excited to see where it nets out, and I'm gonna try like every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm gonna post like a net units won or lost. Hopefully won, more so than lost. But I'm gonna do that. You just need like a 15 seed to beat a 2 seed, 14 seed to beat a 3 seed. That's all you need is like one of those, and you're fine. That's all you need. I know that's asking for a lot, but are you nervous or do you feel pretty good about it?
Dude, I just need to win one. I haven't won a bet in so long. I just want to see one go in, you know.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm kind of in the same boat, especially after the way this North Carolina San Diego State game has started. Do you want to place a futures bet? Do you want to pick a team for any of these?
I think Florida's going to win it.
What are their current odds at? Let's see.
I have no idea, but everything I've heard, everything that's said has just said they are.
Let's see. I'm curious. Because like I like Iowa. Like I try to find myself cheering for Iowa State because my sister went there. They kind of suck though. I placed like 3 bets on them this year. They've lost all 3 times that I placed bets on them when they were like 17-point favorites. So probably not going to do that. And I think they lost one of their best players too recently. Let me see. Iowa State. They like they announced it after the Selection Sunday, and they got a 3 seed. I don't think they would have gotten a 3 seed if they knew what his injury was. All right, let's see. They only have women's.
Did you fill out any women's brackets?
I did not know. Did you?
Every year.
Do you? Who you have winning it?
The favorite?
UConn. Are they still the favorite? I don't know. I think still
whoever the favorite is always wins.
Yeah. Damn, they don't have future props up. That's annoying.
Well, that was let's just pick all right, let's pick a underdog that we should root for.
Okay. I like that. Let me pull up the bracket. And by underdog, does it have to be not a 1 and 2 seed?
Yeah. Maybe let's stick with like a 4 or higher.
4 or higher. I'm always in on Maryland. I always like Maryland.
I just don't think that they ever do anything.
No, they don't. They're like they had a couple good years like in the early 2000s, but they will get to the Sweet 16 and lose. That's what they do every year. Sweet 16 and lose. I'm also fine like BYU VCU, winner of that game.
I don't hate that.
High Point.
Did you see that celebration?
Yes. Yeah.
That was insane.
Yeah.
I almost went there.
To High Point play golf. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I remember that actually.
Okay, so damn, they got a bad draw. I heard there's a kid on Oklahoma who's like nasty.
Who do they start with?
They go UConn, which
oh god.
Yeah, and then they go Florida.
Florida.
Yeah. No, when I saw that, I was like, hell no, man. Hell no.
No. I think
this is tough. I'm good with BYU VCU. We'll go with VCU. That.
Whoever wins that game, at least that gets us into the second round to have a team to cheer for.
That's insane. Yeah, let's go for, fuck.
Maryland's going to be my second one. Maryland's going to be my fallback. Just because I had some ties to them. And
I'm going to go with Drake.
Well, I like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to place future bets on all of these.
Yeah,
for Final Four. Just Final Four, if I can find it.
Yeah, I don't even know if they're out. I was looking for futures on Hard Rock because that's the only thing I can bet on. But yeah, do you want to do a draft and pick 3 games right now?
Oh, do you want that to be our bets for this week? You want to do?
Let's do that, and we'll do that and golf.
You want to do that in golf? I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I'm not prepared for this. All right,
Neither am I.
That's why this is good though, because this is usually when you place your best bets when you don't think about it too much.
Is it? Is that how it works?
All right. Doesn't matter what day or Friday or Thursday or Friday. Can it be either day?
This weekend, yeah. Yeah, okay. Thursday, Friday.
All right. Well, I think you're technically up because you're just showing me in the golf bets.
Fuck yeah, man. All right. Let me try to parlay the bracket. Where are these game lines at? All right.
Oh, here, let me pull up my sheet real quick so I can write it down.
All right. I'm going to go. Fuck, man. There's so many games. It's so hard to look through all these.
It's hard. It's like.
All right. Well, I'll go Drake plus 6.5.
Drake plus. Okay. I like that. Hold on. Let me pull this up. Sticking with your team that you picked. I might do the same thing actually with Maryland then, just to keep it on brand. All right, hold on. So you said Drake. What was it?
Plus 6.5.
Plus 6.5. What are the odds?
Lost it. Minus 112.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna do. Where's Maryland at? God, I want to take Iowa State minus 14.5, but I can't.
Maryland's minus 10.5 versus Grand Canyon.
God, I don't like that either. Yeah,
why not? Grand Canyon?
Yeah. All right, fine. Maryland minus 10.5, Grand Canyon.
Florida is minus 28.5. That being said, I'm going St. John's minus 18.5 versus Omaha.
Okay. I wonder what Purdue's spread was the other year when they lost in the first round as a 1 seed.
Yeah, that's happened more and more.
I know, especially 15-2s. So sorry, who was your second pick?
St. John's minus 18.5 at minus 112.
Okay. All right. My next pick is going to be. Let's see. Try and stay away from some of these.
I already got my third.
Look at you. I'm not going to. I want to take one of these VC. I'm like so excited for that game. I don't know why.
Hey, anything to buy in.
Give me Purdue minus 7.5 against High Point. Yeah.
All right. My last pick.
And that's minus 118.
My last pick is Yale plus 7.5 at minus 115, and I think they're going to win.
Yale plus 7.5.
The exciting whites.
You said it was what was that? Plus 115?
Minus 115.
Minus 115. The exciting whites against Texas A&M. I like that you took I need to take a higher seed too now. I want to.
Took 2 of them.
It's more fun. You took 2 of them? Oh, Drake. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to go.
Dude, why don't you take Colorado State is favored over Memphis?
Yeah, I think they were actually.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I think I haven't placed this one yet because I'm just starting with Thursday and then I'm gonna go to Friday. So like did you place your entire weekend's bets already, Thursday and Friday, or did you just do
the unders
Thursday?
Underdogs.
Yeah, for Thursday and Friday. I just did Thursday right now.
Every game.
I'm gonna do Friday on. Give me. No. Yeah, I'm gonna take. Actually, I'm not gonna take. I'm gonna take St. Mary's minus 4.5 against Vandy. No commentary on that.
I just. No. I don't get it. Not like a 7-10?
7-10, yeah.
I thought you were going to pick a higher seed.
Yeah, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I like that though. I think St. Mary's is pretty solid, so I'm gonna take it. All right, let me read these back. All right, so Mike had Drake plus 6.5, St. John's. Drake plus 6.5 at -112, St. John's minus 18.5 at -112, Yale plus 7.5 at -115, and I had Maryland minus 10.5 at -105, Purdue minus 7.5 at -118, and St. Mary's minus 4.5 at -105. Let's see. I think we should do this every week. We should do this for the entire tournament.
I agree.
Just pick
Gives us
something besides golf to track.
Yeah, but we're still gonna do golf.
Yeah, I'm probably doing golf still.
All right. Well, do I go first again, or should you just go first?
Yeah. No, you should go first because you are. So I went 1-2 last week. Shane Lowry showing up for me, which was good because he was also
on the number.
He was plus 150, so like it was a nice win. So I am 5-13, not great, but it could be worse.
Could be 4-13.
Could be
4-14.
4-14. It was very close to being 4-14. Although I've gotten screwed on a couple of these golf ones. Like I've missed by like 21st, 22nd, 23rd, like 3 or 4 times.
It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile.
Yeah.
A win is a win. Do you know who said that? Dominic Toretto. Come on.
Oh, fuck, you're right.
The GOAT.
The GOAT. You're in Fast and Furious 27 coming out this year. You're 9-9. That's very solid. A lot of these are plus odds. So that's very solid.
I'm winning.
You are winning. All right, let me pull up the odds. What tournament is it this week?
Valspar.
Valspar.
Up in Innisbrook. All right, I'm going to go with... Give me Tom Kim at plus 105. Going back.
Top 25 or top 20?
Or top 20, yeah.
What was
105.
He? Plus 105. I got him as plus 120. Your odds suck.
What are you doing it on?
DraftKings.
Oh, what the hell?
I'm surprised. Usually DraftKings.
Are you sure that's not Michael Kim?
You are right. I have it at plus 105. They're right next to each other.
This guy's a racist. I'm just kidding. All
right.
I understand the confusion.
I'm going to give him another I know I said I would never do this again. I'm going to go Justin Thomas.
Damn it. I didn't pick him because I didn't think you were going to pick him.
Because he screwed me over last week. Although what he shot like 9 under the second round to at least somewhat come back.
10 under.
10 under. I do have a question about the tournament once we're done, about the players, once we're done with their bets.
Okay.
All right, so he's minus 105.
All right, I'm going to go Jordan Spieth at plus 225.
Plus 225?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, why he is... Holy shit. I mean, he didn't make the cut, did he, at the players?
I don't know.
I don't think he did. All right, I'm going to go... Michael Kim, plus 120. The Kim brothers.
They're not brothers.
I know they're not brothers, but they have the same last name.
All right. Actually, people think me and Matt Wolf are related, and we spell our last names differently.
Does he have an E?
No, it's 2 Fs.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to go Lucas Glover at plus 210, my last pick.
Ah, you bitch. I was going to take him. What is he?
220, plus 220. Or 210, excuse me.
Yeah, plus 210. Yeah, we have the same odds. Interesting. All right, and then I'm going to go...
I'm on DraftKings.
Oh, are you? Okay. Yeah. I thought you were on Hard Rock. I'm going to go for my last pick. Let's see. I might go top 10. Give me No, I'm not going to go top 10. How's Will Zalatoris playing?
Brian, this is your issue. See a name, feel it out.
I know. I'm so much better at it with football.
Anything else?
Yeah, literally anything else. Give me Adam Scott. Give me Adam Scott.
Okay.
The old chap.
The old chap.
He is plus 140.
All right.
All right. So question for you on the players. Obviously went to a playoff.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be better if they just went straight to 17 instead of doing like a 3-hole playoff?
No, because no player wants to start on a par 3.
Okay. But what about for the entertainment aspect? For the fans?
I think a 3-hole. I think 3 holes could sell more tickets than just 2 holes.
I mean, that playoff was garbage, though. Like, that was the worst thing I've ever watched.
Well, like, one guy didn't. It's golf, dude. What are you talking about?
I know. I'm just like, as soon as he goes,
but you turned it on.
Yeah, that's true. I did turn it on. I turned it on and I tuned out pretty quickly. But
I'm sure a lot of people are saying the same thing about this North Carolina game.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna turn it off as soon as we get off this because there's no point in watching it anymore. Yeah, I have it playing.
It's 47-23 at half.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, my whole North Carolina should have made it conversation really did not hit well.
Yeah.
But
no. Naysayer, no.
I was super excited for the playoff. Like, I was kind of excited. It's like, oh, I got something to watch on Monday morning while I'm working or whatever. And it just, I mean, as soon as he hit in the water on 17, I was like, and then he triples. I'm like, fuck. And then Rory goes bogey, and then did he bogey again? He went birdie, bogey, bogey.
Yeah, I turned it off after I saw both tee shots on 16.
Oh, really? Like, so you watched one shot?
I knew it was over.
Yeah. When he went and he flitted it out to the right.
Yeah, and then I think I was at the gym when it was on, and I saw the replay of him hitting out in the water, and I was like, yeah, of course.
Yep.
Rory's been there, done that. This guy,
Yep.
Did
you see his Woot thing that they posted?
The Woot band thing?
Yeah.
No.
His he has partnership with Woot or whatever. His heart rate was like 130, 140 or something teeing off, and then on 17 it went down to like 67 because he knew it was over as soon as JJ hit in the water. Like when he was putting on 17, his heart rate was at like 68.
Wow.
Which I thought was crazy. Like it was high, and then as soon as they got to 7, like it just crashed. He was like, all right, it's over.
Yeah, that's insane. That sucks.
I thought it was interesting, but
that sucks. I hate Rory.
Yeah,
he's so good, but fuck.
Yeah,
I love his golf swing. I love his game. But man,
it's something about the way he comes off, like in press conferences and stuff. Like
he's 5'7", dude. He can't even. I'm sorry. It was a low blow, but yeah. He comes off as like, I'm always doing better than you.
Mm-hmm.
I make the best decisions. I make the best decisions for everyone else. I know what's best. That's how he talks.
I think he feels like he's the face of golf.
I mean, he kind of is.
I think he is to a certain extent, but it's not like it's not like Tiger, where Tiger was like the face of golf. There's a lot of faces in golf right now.
I mean, that's kind of like every sport now. I mean, once you get I feel like in the 80s and 90s, it was like one or two people. And then once every sport kind of, I mean, there's not a face of basketball. There's not a face of football.
But like LeBron was the face of basketball for a long time. I would say Mahomes kind of the face of football.
When was LeBron the sole face of basketball?
I feel like he was for a while.
When?
Well, I mean, he was the best. Like he was by far the best. Like when we were growing up, by far the best player in basketball.
What about Kobe? He won 5 times during LeBron's era. What about Tim Duncan? He's a top 10 player ever. What about
Tim Duncan
Shaq?
never.
What about Dwayne Wade? What about
yeah.
Steve Nash? Trace McGrady, Vince Carter.
Yeah.
I don't think it has to do with skill. I think it's a combination of both skill and how you like represent yourself.
How you carry yourself, personality.
Jokic is the best player in the NBA right now, but like no one would say he's the face.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, he just doesn't have that. He doesn't have the like.
I'm not saying that. Yeah, and I'm not saying LeBron. LeBron was the best player for a long time, but I'm not saying like that as a bad way. I'm just saying there were so many other people.
Right.
But like there was a clear number one in the 90s. There was a clear number one and number two in the 80s. In the 70s and the 60s, there was a clear number one, number two.
Yeah.
Magic Bird in the 80s, Jordan in the 90s. Then it just got flooded.
Do you feel Scotty's more of the face, or do you think they're both right now?
I don't think Scotty's a face because he's a very boring human being, and I'm not saying that as a bad way. But people want him to be, and I think people like him more because he is a little bit boring.
Mm-hmm. He's more
and
like
they want to get a rise out of him.
Yeah.
But Rory's a lot more outspoken. He was like, he's more of a face now because he was so outspoken against the live thing.
Yeah.
And it kind of created this thing where like you have to choose sides, like politics. It was insane.
Mm-hmm.
And people like him for that. People hate him for that. And honestly, that's how you become like so polarizing, is because of that.
Yep. No, that's fair. Did you see what he did like with that Texas player's phone and stuff?
Yeah, he's a bitch. I mean,
yeah, that's like,
dude, you're gonna get heckled.
Yeah.
Relax.
Yeah, that's
like he brought up something from 14 years ago. That kid was 7.
If that, because he's probably 2021. Yeah, you're right. So he's 7.
Like, who cares, man?
I know, it's like, and it's in a practice round of all things. So it's not like you're on 17 in the playoff.
Then the Texas coach had to come out and say something like, "Dude, you're gonna like ruin this kid's like if I'm glad nothing more happened besides like, but like if that kid got like suspended for something, that'd be so fucking ridiculous, man."
Yes, yeah, agreed. I thought that whole thing was like, and that's where I meant like I just don't. He's awesome, but like there's just certain things about him that I just it just doesn't resonate with me. So.
Yeah. So
sorry, I know that was.
I love Rory's game. Like I love everything about it. Like it's sick, and he's the most talented on tour. Him. I mean, I wish John Ron Brooks and DJ were still on the PGA Tour.
I know. So do I. I feel like that would make it a lot. I mean, like, and we I don't know if we've ever gotten into that whole conversation. We obviously don't need to do it today since we're at the end of the podcast, but it does stink that all got broken up because those are obviously 3 of the probably top 5 players in the world. And
it's PGA Tour's fault. They screwed everything up just by trying to be like, just by scared of some competition, but competition makes everyone better. Just make it better. Just pay guys. Pay something. PGA Tour players don't get paid anything until they make the cut.
Yep.
And I know the big guys do, but like I know guys who had full status on Korn Ferry and European/DP World Tour, and they made no money.
Yeah.
So anyway,
crazy.
That's a whole other thing. I can go another hour on that.
An hour. Yeah, I was gonna say that's an hour episode in itself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all crazy, but anyway, follow us at Traveling Athlete Pod on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and we'll be back next week.
Yeah, excited for March Madness. I'm so excited to watch these games. I'm pumped.
And Brian's really excited about VCU and BYU.
BYU, that's right.
And I think you like those teams because the acronyms.
They're easy to say.
Yeah, there you go. And that's Brian Russ football. So we'll see you next week.
That's exactly right. We'll see you next week. BYU's going to
Oh, shit. We got to do it again, dude. Left the lens cap out.